plaît.
C'est bon. Ouais.
Parfait, merci. Alors, c'est parti. Donc, nous allons passer une heure ensemble. Donc, merci à vous qui êtes présents ce matin. On va passer une heure donc sur le thème des reports dans SAP. Et donc, une partie va être faite en français, une partie en anglais, puisque ce sont nos amis de la société Dipros, éditeur de Inside Zap, qui vont faire la démonstration dans leur système SAP en anglais. Donc, pour ceux d'entre vous qui ne seraient pas très à l'aise avec la langue de Shakespeare, n'hésitez pas à interrompre et j'essaierai très modestement de traduire les propos de Avi Mishan pour que ce soit compréhensible par tout le monde. Évidemment, au-delà de cette présentation d'aujourd'hui, il sera parfaitement possible pour chacun d'entre vous de reprendre contact et puis d'approfondir le sujet de façon plus simple dans un second temps. Donc voilà, je vais présenter moi. Alors, bon, pour ceux qui ne me connaissent pas, donc, je suis Pascal Cognard de la société Mycene. Donc, nous distribuons depuis maintenant presque 10 ans des solutions connexes à SAP qui ont pour point commun d'essayer de faciliter la vie des métiers, des gestionnaires métiers qui utilisent SAP. Je vais tout de suite laisser à Avi Mishan le soin de se présenter rapidement et ensuite je vais vous présenter quelques slides introductives avant de passer à la démonstration. So, Avi, can you please present yourself in a few words before I keep on presenting the first slides, please? Avi, are you there?
Sorry, Pascal, Rafi is joining us in a few minutes.
Okay,
he's actually now in Spain and having some communication problems.
Okay, no worry. So I keep on with the slides. Donc, je reprends en français. Donc, le sujet qui nous intéresse aujourd'hui, eh bien, c'est faire face aux limitations de SAP que vous constatez sans doute les uns et les autres sur un certain nombre de thèmes qui sont l'accès aux données, la présentation des données, la dimension collaborative et l'automatisation d'un certain nombre de processus. Donc, Inside Zap propose de répondre à un certain nombre de ces préoccupations, en particulier autour de la restitution de reports opérationnels pour les métiers. Donc, il existe bien sûr, au-delà de Inside Zap, vous m'entendez? Oui. Donc, il existe des solutions que vous connaissez déjà, qui sont des outils de business intelligence, des développements spécifiques autour des technologies SAP ABAP, et puis bien sûr des solutions autour des interfaces entre SAP et Excel. Mais toutes ces solutions eh bien, ont leurs inconvénients. Je passe rapidement. Les développements ABAP, évidemment, sont coûteux et posent des problèmes de compatibilité ascendante sur les montées de version. Les outils de BI, c'est des solutions qui sont quand même assez lourdes et qui travaillent essentiellement sur l'analytique et pas nécessairement sur l'opérationnel. Et puis, on connaît tous les limites d'Excel en termes de partage d'informations. Donc, la plateforme Inside Zap eh bien, propose de répondre à ces sujets au travers de deux grandes fonctions. La fonction créateur, qui permet, on va le voir dans un instant, eh bien de modifier soit des reports existants déjà dans les transactions SAP, les ALV Grid, soit de les créer à partir d'une feuille blanche, sans code. On a toujours chez Mycene, on a toujours des produits no code. Et puis, une deuxième fonction qui permet de publier, de distribuer, de mettre à disposition les résultats de ces reports au plus grand nombre. Donc, la plateforme créateur, on va la voir dans un instant, eh bien, elle permet en fait de faire du Excel directement dans SAP et directement dans la base de production de SAP. C'est ça ce qui caractérise Inside Zap, c'est-à-dire qu'on n'a pas besoin de quitter la base de production pour eh bien, rajouter toutes ces fonctions Excel directement dans SAP. Donc, c'est tout à fait révolutionnaire. Et on peut faire un certain nombre de choses, comme par exemple, eh bien, mettre des lignes en surbrillance, rajouter des lignes, rajouter des colonnes. Alors, attendez, je veux juste vérifier une chose sur l'accès des nouveaux arrivants. Je pense qu'il... juste un instant, les nouveaux arrivants se connectent bien. OK, parfait. Merci. Donc, vous voyez ici sur ces exemples, on peut facilement donc mettre en exergue des lignes avec des couleurs. On peut combiner des reports, deux reports en un seul, présenter des informations directement dans SAP sous forme graphique. Donc, vous reconnaissez tout ce qu'on peut faire avec un tableur comme Excel. Voilà, on a aussi la possibilité eh bien, de générer automatiquement, à partir des reports classiques, des apps Fiori, qui vont donc vous permettre d'utiliser les écrans web de SAP Fiori sur le SAP S4, bien entendu, donc sur des laptops desktop ou bien sur des terminaux portables. Voilà. Et donc, la différence essentielle en termes de processus de production de ces reports, eh bien, c'est qu'on n'a plus besoin maintenant, avec Inside Zap, de dérouler les cycles classiques que vous connaissez, qui consistent à exprimer un besoin par le métier, passer par les compétences d'un consultant qui va exprimer qui va rédiger les spécifications détaillées de ces reports, ensuite solliciter des équipes techniques qui vont développer ces reports en ABAP, des équipes de test qui vont devoir également tester le résultat, itérer des allers-retours avec les équipes de mise en œuvre, jusqu'à ce qu'on passe le système validé en production. Donc, tout ce cycle classique de développement de report eh bien, prend du temps, coûte beaucoup d'argent, et on est sur des cycles, dans le meilleur des cas, de quelques jours, mais c'est plutôt quelques semaines, voire quelques mois, en fonction de la complexité fonctionnelle. Et donc, avec Inside Zap, eh bien, vous voyez, on raccourcit complètement ce sujet, puisque on reste en base de production, donc on n'est pas obligé de solliciter les équipes informatiques. Ça, c'est quand même précieux lorsque les gestionnaires métiers disposent des compétences nécessaires, et vous verrez, elles sont relativement limitées, eh bien, tout se passe dans la base de production SAP, et en quelques heures, vous avez vos nouveaux reporting à disposition. Voilà, j'en ai quasiment terminé avec cette présentation un peu académique. Je vais laisser la main maintenant à nos amis de Dipros qui sont basés donc à Tel Aviv en Israël et qui vont vous présenter le sujet de façon très précise sur une démonstration. Donc, n'hésitez pas à nous interrompre au fil de l'eau pour que cet exposé soit agréable, interactif et qu'il vous permette évidemment de bien comprendre le sujet. Donc, je vous donne rendez-vous dans quelques temps et je passe maintenant la parole à nos amis israéliens. Donc, Avi, Rafi, if you are there, do not hesitate to present yourself and to keep on demonstrating the product.
Okay, nice meeting you all. My name is Rafi Horesh. I'm the CEO of Inside Zap or Dipro. Inside Zap is the product, Dipro is the company. I'm very happy to see you all, and we really hope to continue the conversation after this webinar. I think that you will see some SAP magic here, and I'll let Avi Mishan take it from here. Thank you very much.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Mishan. I do SAP for the past 25 years, and Inside Zap is our product, okay? It's being used, as said, all over. And today I'm going to demo a few things we can do. So I will share my screen now. So please do not hesitate to ask questions, but we have some examples. I will start with a good example, and I will show you how we can do that really, really quickly. So this is a standard SAP report, okay? This is how it looks like. You've seen so many of those. This is a standard PO, open POs, but if you want to add more columns or color code something, this is impossible. But with Inside ZAP, in like a few minutes, you can reach something like that. So what do we see here? In the center, this is the original, okay? You can see the POs from the original, but we added comments, we added coloring, we added text, formulas, DB lookups, many components, okay? We added grouping, so now we can see the information from a few different angles, okay? These are the chemicals and these are the vendors belong to chemicals. To the right, you can see the graph that renders itself in the background. And we added the ability to mass change things in SAP, okay? So this is far from a reporting tool. We are talking about the ability to produce new processes, okay, on production, okay, in matter of hours and days and without a line of code, okay? So if you don't have any questions, I can start quickly show you how the magic is being done. Any questions from your end? Something you'd like me to show, to stress, to talk about? Okay. So with your permission, I will show you quickly how things are done. I will share my screen again. I will get out. Let me call that transaction ME2N to show you how it looks in the standard. I will pick a selection variant. I like this transaction, but you can do that with any other transaction or Z reports or database tables or views or CDSs, or you can even start from an Excel file. I will use this selection variant and I will pick a display variant. So this is how standard SAP report looks like. But if I would like to use insight, I will create my first insight with you. I will give it a name. I will call it France ME2N. I'm pointing insight onto that transaction ME2N, okay? And as soon as I do so, insight will open the ME2N selection variant. I will take the same one and I will take the same display variant demo. And that's it pretty much. We now have the ME2N from in the context of Insight SAP. Just to show you that these are the same, I will put them one near the other. In a second. So to the right is France ME2N.
Avi, we don't hear you anymore.
Oh, you do not hear me anymore? Okay.
Hi, Avi?
Yeah,
We don't hear you.
Avi, I can hear you. I don't know what's happening.
Guys,
Yes, I can hear you.
yeah, so is it okay? Because I took off my earphones.
Pascal,
Is
can you
it-
hear?
Everybody, can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Pascal?
hear you.
Okay,
Good,
excellent. Thank you.
So to the left, this is the standard, and to the right, this is our own. You can see the resemblance. They're exactly the same. So up until now, it's boring because we had the original one. Why do we need to have the new one? But in the new one, you can see many, many things you cannot find in the original one. So let's play together. So this is the PO. I can navigate to the PO. And this is the material. I can navigate to the material. But if I will try to navigate to the vendor, this is impossible inside SAP. And the reason is because somebody at SAP thought that it makes sense to connect the vendor code together with the vendor description. So this is not a real vendor. If it was in Excel, you probably would have cut and take the 10 leftmost characters of this string to get the vendor. And this is exactly what you can do with Insight. Let me show you. I'm taking this column and I'm now going to copy it. I'm copying it, but instead of the data element SAP used, I'm going to pick a data element of a vendor, okay? This is how you select data elements in Insight. You are using the business names rather than the technical names. So in business partners, you can find the vendor along with other business partners, okay? I don't want this heading. I will remove it, and Insight will bring me the standard text for this data element. So I copy the column, and this is what we have in the standard. I don't want it. I'm going to remove it, and instead, I'm going to open my function, my formula function, just like in Excel. We have conversion, we have date and time, math, and we have string. And string is what I'm looking for because we have a function named ltrim, namely, or let's say left. This one is even better. It will take the left part of a string, okay? The formula I expect to get two values, the character string and the length. I can either put it like that, or if you are using SAP formula editor, you can use it like this. So let me find the original field. This is the original field. And I'm going to take only 10 characters out of it. And that's it. As soon as I did that, I expect to see a new column by the name vendor. And if I will press double click, now the system will take me to the vendor. Actually, if I will stand on vendor or any standard object and I will press text, the system is going to bring the description of this field, which is the name of the vendor. And therefore, this field by SAP is not needed anymore, and I'm going to hide it. I can take this price and I can add 10% on top of it, but I believe you believe me that it's possible. Instead, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to bring to this report the industry of the vendors. So if you look like that, you can see the industry. This is very important information about vendors because it helps us to organize the report in a better way. So go again to the columns. I'm now creating a new column in this report. By the way, it's a good opportunity to see which types of columns we support. So formula, we've seen formula, input fields, long text. You have long text all across SAP in POs, in invoices, so you can bring them easily. DB lookup, this is how you bring information from the database. Table lookup, this is something amazing that allows you to merge two reports together. It's something like the Excel VLOOKUP. And aggregation allows you to bring information from other records. So what is the overall sum for a specific order, or the overall sum for a specific vendor, and so forth. I'm going to use DB lookup, and the information reside in table LFA1, which is the vendor master data, and I will pick the field industry key. I'm pressing enter, and automatically Insight will bring me the key of the table. And because it has a field with the same data element, our vendor field, I don't have to do anything else. So now you can see a new field with the name industry, which I can bring the text for. So this is how you can add columns from every type. But let me now move and take this presentation to the next level. Many records, I'd like to organize them, to group them together. So I will press the group, and I'm going to create a new grouping. I will give it a name by industry. And we support a few types of grouping. This is the sophisticated one. If it's bigger than 1,000, less than 5, whatever, I will use the simple grouping mechanism, which groups together records that have the same grouping field. In my case, I would like to group them by industry, so the grouping field is industry. That's it. And now you can see that the entire record set is being grouped by the industry. So we have 6 records of chemical, and we have electro-optical, 14 records. By the way, I can select a few records together. If you'd like to take it one notch further, you can create another grouping by vendor. I'm doing the same thing really quickly. I will pick the vendor. Okay, and I will give it a formatting because in vendor, the value and the text are important. But instead of just having 2 groupings, I'm going to nest the second one under the first one. So the vendor is going to be the sibling of the industry. So 1 is the idea of the industry, and that's it. By the way, I'm not going to talk about KPIs. You can generate your own KPIs, and you can connect them to each grouping level, and it's going to be something really amazing. But we don't have time to show that. But now you can see in the grouping, not only we group them by chemical, by industry, we can show specific vendors beneath this grouping. And before we will end this part, I'm going to do 2 more things. First, I'm going to create some coloring, conditional formatting, and I will add a graphic shortly after. So I'm marking the net price, and I'm creating a new coloring rule. Okay, I will call it France Polos. I will give it a priority because you can have more than one color at the cell level. Okay, and what is the influence area? I can mark a specific column, a few columns, or if I will leave it empty, the entire record will be affected. Okay, so what is the rule I would like to implement? Let's say if and here let's take net price. If net price is bigger than, let's say, 1,000, let's color it, I don't know, I like red. Else I can color it another color, but I can nest another if inside this one, and if the net price is less than, let's say, 100, so I will color it another color, let's say yellow, and all the rest I can color either green or I can even leave it uncolored, without color. And there you go. Can you see that? Smaller one yellow, the big one reds, and the rest are green. Just to make sure you see the power of the solution, I can filter quickly and easily by colors. So now we will all be able to see all the records that are colored, which is frankly the big orders ones. Let me remove the filter. And last thing I would like to show you is graphics. I'm going to do that really, really quickly. I'm not going to talk even. I'm picking the X. I will aggregate the net price by industry. I will give it value label. I will give it a name, and that's it pretty much. And as you can see to your right, you have this one. Let me save the layout, and actually we are ready to rock and roll, to use this one in our organization. How it's done? Currently, I'm playing the role of a creator. Users cannot do things like that. They cannot add columns. They cannot do anything. So in order to allow users to use it, we are going to generate a new transaction, okay? We will call it Z France. And now we have users in our organization, and our users are going to use the newly created transaction like that. They will write Z France, and this is what they'll see. Okay, so give me now 2 minutes to explain what was just happened. So as soon as the business end user write Z France, inside ZAP is calling the original baseline. It is calling ME2N. By the way, if the user has no authorization for ME2N, he will see nothing. Okay, and now instead of showing ME2N to the user, we take everything and we build it dynamically in our own context. And then we follow the instructions, my instructions. Remember, the system split the vendor into two fields. It colors the net price, it brings the industry, it generates the rule, the painting rule, it creates the graphics, and it displays it to the user. Okay? Now, when everything is here, we can do a few amazing things, like we can mark a few records, we can press with Outlook. Okay, as soon as we do that, a pop-up pops up. I can pick the format. I can even say navigation links, okay? Or I can have the attachment in a second. So this graph, and that's it. I'm pressing OK and check what happened. An email pops up, okay? An Outlook email pops out. Over here, you can see the graph. It doesn't look like the previous one because this is only part of the information, right? It corresponds to the part of information data we picked. In the Excel, we can see everything, but there's much more than it to this one because now from the Excel directly, I can go back to SAP. Okay, so our user can collaborate over this one. Something else I wanted to show you is like that. Let me double click on this PO, and you can see that this PO has a delivery date of 3rd of January. So I would like to influence, to mass change the delivery date of many of those. So we coded a one function that is called delivery date update, okay? I will call this function right now. I'm creating a new button, okay? I will give it a number, and I'm picking my button. It's called delivery date update. As soon as I press OK, the system maps this toolbar function interface, and it shows me that I need to provide the system with the EBLN, the PO header, PO number, and EBLP, the PO item, and a new delivery date. Okay, I'm going to use, instead of a field, I'm going to use a system variable. I'm going to use today's date, okay? Datum, SY datum, and I'm going to allow the users to overrule this value. So what do we have now? We have a new toolbar function, update delivery date. I'm going to pick a few records. I'm going to press this button. It opens today's date because that's what I asked the system, but I can change it, let's say, to April 4th. We can remember this date quickly, easily, in a second. And this is the result of the BAPI, okay? And if I will approve it, and I will go again into this PO, hopefully we will see that delivery date was modified. Okay, and now we are moving to the last part of this demo. We want to share this one with our colleagues. So I'm going out, sorry. I'm going over this one, France, and I'm doing variant, create Insight Publisher job, and I'm not going to do anything. I will leave everything as it is. So it's going to be Excel. This is the name of the file. I'm just writing down my email, mishan@text.com. Nothing. I'm just typing something because I'm not going to send it. As soon as I saved it, the system pops up the job scheduler. I can schedule it periodically, okay, but I will not do that because I want to show you the concept. And now, if I will open SAP email client, transaction sourced, you will probably see a new email inside publisher. Okay, let me open it. The name of the file is France ME2N, right? And if I'm opening this one, in a second, you can see the entire list. And now I'm spending 2 more minutes to refine my work, and this is going to end this presentation. So first, I'm going to ask for navigation links, a line link to content. I'm going to change the format to HTML. I'm going to have it in the message body. I'm going to change the formatting, so it's going to be DD/MMM, 3 M's, okay, minus YYYY. This is something I want to show you how it works, okay? And I'm going to do some nice thing. I'm going to have a topic, dear Mishan, okay? Let me write down something, France note. I can write a note in the email. Dear Mishan, this is your list. Thank you. And I will sign it, Mishan. I can even have quickly a nice logo. And that's it. Pretty much in a second, this prevents me from pressing the save, and I'm going out. Let me schedule this one. And if I will go back here, I will refresh this one, and you'll see Dear Mishan. Now we have a name. It will take the system a bit to render the HTML, but as you can see, this is a nice HTML with all the colors, okay? We have Dear Mishan, my note, remember? If I will go down to the end of the list, hopefully you'll see the logo. And you can easily navigate from here back to SAP, okay, to exactly the place you would like to be in. In a second, log in. And that's it. I don't want to confirm too much, but again, I think you see the concept. Gentlemen or audience, guys, this is only the tip of the iceberg. Really, really, I don't have time to show you more than that. But this software was being developed for the past 12 years. And if Rafi will be kind enough to let you know what I didn't add to this demo, that's going to be great. Rafi, can you help me with this one?
Yes, sure. Just a second. Hi, Avi. Hi, everybody. Well, what you've seen here is that we have a great tool that allows us to actually do a lot of things without any code on production. It saves a lot of time. It actually reduces the amount of work for the ABAP developers only to the bappies, only to the important things. It allows end users and high-level users to really do some things on the fly, with your permission, of course, with your authorization. But we haven't touched a lot of things. We haven't touched a lot of capabilities of the system. The ability to work on the web, to see everything, to see reports, to see processes online. We haven't touched pivot tables. We haven't touched the snapshots. Snapshots are the ability to save automatically reports at certain periods of time and then make a report of that. So if we, for example, sample the inventory, we can have a kind of a view of the consumption of a specific material. We haven't touched the documentation that comes with this software, and basically this software also documents itself. It allows you to instead of writing the whole specifications, it actually writes the specifications while you actually build up the reports. A lot of these things have not been touched. A lot of these things can be shown very easily. I hope that you enjoyed this presentation. I hope you found it useful. And we look forward to really hearing from you and to see if we can take this further and maybe have a specific demo or a POC with you guys and show you how we can solve your specific problems with our tool. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Avi. Thank you very much, Rafi. Maybe there are some questions from the audience. Do not hesitate to share your comments or specific questions. We have, I think we have a few minutes again. Mm-hmm. So do not hesitate to share your question.
And if you'd like also to see something specific that we haven't shown, we still have time to one or two things, small things to show. So please ask. Thank you.
The first question is always the more difficult to ask.
Let me ask that. Avi, can you show us the pivot table, maybe, in the meantime? Avi? Avi, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry. So this is, I'm looking where is our work. So this is what we did. Before showing you the pivot table, I will just show you what we did together and in SAP UI5 as a Fiori application. This is a good example as well. Can you see that? France, and you can see all the things here, and you can even navigate to specific places. But if we want to see what a pivot table look like, in a second. So this is the thing we did together, right? This is France, okay? So now I can open this one, and this is the pivot table. But in order to do a pivot table, I need something to aggregate the information by. So let's check the date. I don't know. Give me a second. I can open another system and show you a real work instead of doing it. Again, give me a second. I will open another system with a ready-made. Okay. So I have a few examples. So this is a pivot table. What you see here is a pivot table. Let me show you the data. I will show you the data. This is the data down below. And this is the pivot table. If I'm pressing something like that, you'll see the net price here. So this one was created like that. We have two pivot tables in this example. And if I will show you how it looks like, it's just like in Excel or Google Sheet, okay? You define the rows, in this case, material group. you define the columns, in this case, month and year, which is, I will show you shortly how it was done, how we group together several dates into month and year, and we display the net price. Okay, so the field, in a second, this is the field month and year, okay? And if you want to see how it was built, we can always see that in a second. So this column was generated using date get year month of the document date. So instead of document date, we actually changed the 23rd of December is December. 20 is December 2017. So we group them together, and then we've shown them as an Excel, as a pivot table. This pivot table is far better than the Excel, because when you click it, you can see here the data, and you don't need to open another worksheet or whatever. And whenever you turn it again, this pivot table will be 100% accurate, because it's not real time, it's not near real time, it's SAP. It is SAP, okay? And something else nice, you can turn on the auto refresh, okay? So you can set up a refresh rate like every minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. And now every minute in this case, the entire pivot table is going to refresh. So you can take pivot table and you can hang it on the corridor, so everybody would see how the work is being progressed, okay? This is a very cool feature, and many production companies are using it.
Rafi, we have another question in the chat.
What is
Gwen.
it? Can you repeat the question?
So Gwen is asking if each user has to do a workflow with a guide of the documentation if they want to reproduce the workflow, but with a different input. So the question is basically, if can you see the question?
I will read it. Oh, no. This is, guys, people are using this one for 12 years. Any question you have in mind was already sorted out. So you can see here, I can turn it with selection screen, with selection, variance for selection, and user specific. Let me show you how it looks like if I'm turning it on. And now it will allow me to pick a specific variance from the variant list. Okay. I'll pick this one, for example, and now it will open the selection screen, and I can change it yet again, and only now it will go. So you have any way you'd like to use the system. Give me a second. I picked a very long variant. By the way, you can see how many records I selected. In a second, you'll see that here, 5,000 records. Okay, but there is another thing you didn't see yet. It's called a variant for user. Give me a second. If you use user specific, what it makes, it allows each user to have a default selection screen and display variant. So two users will enter the same insight with a different selection variant. Okay, if that was the question. As per workflows, okay, SAP workflows are very expensive and very time consuming. In order to have one workflow, it will take you months and months. But using Insight, you can schedule something like workflow, because you can set up a responsible person, and with the publisher, this user will get an email, and as soon as he will get back to Insight, he can approve something, and the next person in line will get an email. So you can create a very, very good workflows without using SAP workflows, just by moving around responsibilities, okay, in a chain. I hope this answers the question.
This actually allows us, the system also allows us to customize the dashboards for each user. So from the same report, different people in the organization, different purchasing managers can have, each of them can have his own desktop, and they will be all looking at the same report that we created, but from different angles, different views.
We are on a limit of 30 minutes demo. We teach this software for 5 full days. So probably we didn't cover the tip of the iceberg. But again, if you have a challenge, and again, in many organizations, people used to ask me, what can we do with Insight? What can we do with Insight? So in many organizations, they say the opposite. What can we do, okay? And again, if somebody would like something, they have to explain why they don't want to do that with Insight, because from my experience, anything, and I'm talking anything, last year, I connected sales order, which doesn't look, that actually fits into the play, but they wanted to optimize the load of orders, okay? So they didn't know how much boxes fit a pallet. So with one button, we moved the information to Insight, where we color code everything, so they see that this one and this one is green, it's okay. Those are red, you have to add boxes, you have to take out a few boxes, and that's it. And the CEO was like, the CIO was like so amazed, and so much money was saved. So again, if you want something like really a challenge, please, I would be more than happy to check it with you and to show you how a process that will take months could be handled in days, really.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Thank you very much. We still have around 5 minutes, so do not hesitate to share your comments or question.
Pascal, I can always show more. I can.
Yes, I know
I
that.
can take 3 hours now to show them more,
Yes,
if they want.
But you know, time is money, my dear.
Exactly.
So we need to close in a few minutes. Is there any other things to say, to ask from the audience? So I hope that it will be helpful. This demonstration was very great. Thank you very much, Avi and Rafi.
Thank you.
We can keep in touch with everybody, of course, to keep on discussing on the specific needs of everybody. Because as you know, Inside ZAP can do many things, and maybe you have just 1 or 2 specific features to build with us. We can talk also about the economic model of the solution, if you want, not now, but later in another session, if you want. We can talk also about the existing customers. Every week, a new customer joins the Inside ZAP team. Maybe Rafi, can you talk about 1 or 2 new customers?
Yes. Yesterday we just signed an agreement with Adama, which is one of the largest manufacturers of fertilizers in the world. We just closed 2 agreements, one with Pratt & Whitney, and with Pratt & Whitney we already did the implementation. A member of our team was in the US about 2 weeks ago, they had a report that they were stuck with for 2.5 months. This was done within 3 days, and we actually managed to do 4 additional business processes while he was there. So this is some of the examples. GE Aviation also comes to mind. We are this is a good example of a defense customer, and many, many more. We work with all types of industries, all types of customers. I think that they all share the same problems, and they all require the same ability to actually do these reports very easily and in a timely manner to provide the end users with their reports as soon as possible instead of waiting months for them.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So maybe it's time to close if there is no more question. All the dPros team and all Mishan teams stay at your disposal, of course, for next steps. So do not hesitate to come back to us. We'll share the general PowerPoint with you, and also the video, if it's possible from you. Elit, maybe you have recorded the session?
Yes, we have.
Of course. We will share it.
Okay, so thank you very much to share it with us. So it's time to go, I think. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I
you.
hope wish you a nice day, nice end of week, and I hope to see you again very soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Au revoir, à bientôt tout le
Au
monde.
revoir.
Au revoir, à bientôt.
Au revoir.
Au revoir, à bientôt.